Yeah, you're not hiding around any corners.
No, she's practically ballistic there.
Hey everybody, welcome back to another Stone Face Reactions. I'm Theta, this is Lessons, and we are back with another episode of Macross Frontier. I guess, what are your thoughts going into this episode?
Well, we had a lot of combat. Now I think we're going to have the slow down reflection episode, hopefully. We had an introduction of a new character and a new Valkyrie or Valkyries. Luca almost got killed, which, actually he got captured, which is interesting. They didn't kill him, they captured him, which implies that the Varja are not want something to do with humans. Vajra. But why Luca's ball? I guess because Luca got too close. Also, Luca discovered that two things. One, that they have fold mechanisms inside their larger ships, like a fold engine, apparently, that could go through.
Already fucking knew.
But I didn't say the other part. The part that they could go through these fold anomalies like nothing was happening. Like stuff that prevents the humans from doing it. They don't have a problem with it.
Yeah, you remember that comment thing? Not comment, the thought that I had before about the whole this stuff affects any fold that was developed by anyone who comes from the protoculture, and I literally said, oh, that kind of like gets rid of the proto-devlin, and I guess I assume that it must get rid of the Vajra as well, or it's going to be indicated. Again, yeah, it's like the show is spelling everything out for us.
There was also a brief moment where when Alta was trying to go to the warship, these missiles that were differently colored came at him. So whoever this guy is, he has his own agenda, right?
That doesn't make sense. I don't remember what you're talking about, but the moments of the scene don't make that make sense for me. If you're indicating that the new guy fired them, the thing was closed when Alto was coming in. So the guy couldn't have fired his missiles and be inside the Vajra at the same time. The guy couldn't have fired missiles at Alto from inside the Vajra when the Vajra was closed.
Yeah. Although...
So that would imply to me that it's the Vajra's missiles, because we've already implied that the Vajra has missiles.
Yeah, but also he was inside... The question is, was he a prisoner? He doesn't seem to be like he was a prisoner. He was just there. No,
because they saw him outside of it before.
Yeah.
So he was outside, went inside, assumedly before Luca, because he had to have already been inside, because the thing got Luca and then closed on Luca. So he had to have been inside it when Luca got taken.
And also, he probably was the one that shot all those larger going in. He said, oh, it must be Luca, but it wasn't. Must have been him.
I assumed it was Luca.
No, remember, Luca was knocked out and captured, so...
Well, I didn't see that Luca got knocked out. You're saying he was knocked out and captured. You're implying the scene where we saw where he was inside, where he's knocked out. I assumed he got knocked out by the time he got to that point. That he fought his capture, shot those things, and then got captured again on the inside.
We don't have it. That's the thing. We have a lot of little details that could go either way. I love the battle. Finally we get to see the Macross quarter be the Macross quarter, and I like the new beam attack, which is sort of it's not simply a straight up beam, but it's sort of this sort of circle, wide area attack thing. I like that. Even though it was heavy CGI of the era, but I really liked it.
I'll be a fan. I'll say I'm not a big fan of the CGI stuff. It looks
I don't mind.
Weird.
I don't mind.
I think I commented on this before about in the opening where like the asteroids look like CGI. And it's like, because like a big thing in mine is this comes out when? What year does this come out?
I think it's 20.
You know what? Never mind. I forgot that I already closed all of my browser windows to try and make sure that the lag between us wasn't. Yeah, because I was going to try and look up when Line Barrels of Iron came out. Because that was
I have a tablet.
Was that?
I have a tablet.
Oh.
I can look up stuff.
I mean, I do too, but it would take forever for it to boot up, and I don't want to, like, try and ramble for long enough to let it
Yeah, I
pick
know.
up.
No,
But
but
yeah,
I'm gonna put it here. I'm gonna put it here so if I need any questions, I can use it here.
well,
Yeah.
Line Barrels of Iron, I think, came out around the same time as this. Nearish, possibly. I don't know.
Yeah.
I could be entirely
Mhm.
wrong. And it also does the hand drawn animation or cells or whatever, the normal animation style that we're used to, and then does CGI mecha. And the CGI mecha always stood out as weird and off putting to me.
I mean,
Not
today basically they do everything CGI is just to deduce they use different skins in order for it to
Well,
look.
again, it's not the fact that it is CGI, because I don't have a problem with CGI itself. It's the fact that it looks different to the stuff around it, right?
It stands out.
Yeah. The standing out factor is what makes it weird. It's that like uncanny valley effect of something about this doesn't feel right. So it's that not feeling right thing that makes me not like it as much. So you're like, I like the oh god, was it quarter? I
Or
like
yeah,
the quarters beam thing. It's like, man, I don't know. I liked all the other beams because they were like tight. I don't know how else to describe them. They
yeah.
were they were compact. I could tell what they were doing, where they were hitting. This is just like I can't say because the comparison that comes to my mind is something you haven't seen yet and something that we were watching. So
Yeah. It came out in 2007.
what's that?
Frontier.
Oh, okay, well, again, I said that didn't matter because I don't know when the other thing came out. So
Yeah, but that was the era where they were transitioning from doing the split to doing full CGI. Although doing CGI has been around since, well, Galaxy Rangers came out in the 80s, so they've been trying to
do
do
you
CGI
remember
since
Love
at
had a
least.
CGI element in it?
Yeah,
They mentioned.
so
No, my point was I was saying it didn't matter when you told me when Frontier came out because I don't know off the top of my head when Line Barrels of Iron came out, which was what I was going to use as the example because it's the first mecha anime that I can recall that also mixed
did that.
CGI with
Yeah.
regular animation.
hmm I mean, I don't mind it. I mean, I mind it in the. It reminds me of Babylon 5, where clearly the outside shots and the shits are all CGI, and the interior shots with people in them were, live
Well, again,
action.
it's less jarring, I feel like, from live to CGI than animated to CGI because it's two different mediums versus one
Yeah.
medium. The animated CGI is not going to really try to look as much as hand drawn CGI as it can in this
Yeah.
era of CGI quality
Yeah.
versus live action attempting to mimic CGI is that they are trying their best. So in Babylon 5 also we're trying in Babylon 5 to give them the credit here. They're trying to emulate science fiction shit. So they're like, well, this isn't going to look great. So let's make it like bio ships and shit. So that like weird shiny glossy quality that's skin. That's just sci-fi skin, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. But it doesn't bother me. I mean, I like the series, so it doesn't really bother me. I would like it to be more integrated, of course, but it's just
I don't know. For me, it
depends.
feels like there was a cartoon in like the late '90s where they tried to like on the daily give you 3D in the middle of your cartoons. So partway the fight would start, and they'd be like, "Put on your 3D goggles," in the bottom corner, and you put it on, and if you didn't, it was fucking migraines for me. And it would go all
I think
3D in the middle, and it'd be like, "This is what that feels like to me." It's just like weird, and I can't not pay attention to it.
it is noticeable. So I can see where that
Well,
is the
thankfully though,
problem.
we're like 5 to 6 series in, so I'm like on with the story, so it's not gonna like ruin things for me. Unlike say Line Barrels of Iron, which was just like its own thing, so I
Mhm.
wasn't like invested in the world or anything like I am
Yeah.
here, where I'm like talking about the backstory of like infographics and things.
Yeah, I mean, my thoughts on this is that I like the episode, and I'm hoping that we get to see now more character development because that's it.
Got
Now
to.
that
They're
we had
going
a
back
big
to
fight.
school.
Yeah.
Just fought
And
a
how-
thing, lost, I don't know, we'll say thousands of people probably in that ship explosion. And then, I guess, forgot that the galaxy existed.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, so I guess let's see what happens. Legend of the Galactic Heroes.
今より50万年前に銀河をかけた一大星
Oh,
艦
so they were big too.
コールド工法や重力制御、そして巨人族ゼントラーディ、すべてが彼らの遺産である。
Wasn't aware that they had gravity control.
だが、そのプロトカルチャーとて
I mean, they had artificial
彼
gravity.
らが招いた争い
Wasn't
で
aware of that.
滅びの危機に瀕している。人類はその最中に失われゆく平和と文化の担い手として生み出されたものだと言われている。果たして彼らの願い
Macross
は
hero.
届いたと言えるのだ。
Well, they just said humanity was created. That's different from, like, enhanced or modified.
たとえ世界が辛くても夢があるでしょいろいろと君にビタミン
This girl's gonna get her head
Yeah.
bitten off.
人参が強いいつか未来にたどり着く負けちゃダメでしょその体深瀬エンジンない人参が強い
I feel that. So we should do an advertising?
Yeah.
恋も仕事も命
So gig that she
だけど好きでしょ燃えるでしょそれが肝心な七色
Yeah, we already seen the mall has giant animals in it.
行くぞ宇宙が待っている
That weird wolf
君の心
dog
は
thing,
怖くない
blue thing
Yeah.
from 3 episodes back.
敵は何人七色人参が強いもう退院しちゃったのルカ君も
俺は検査入院みたいなもんだし、ルカも別の病院に行ってるけど、あさってには出られるらしい。
そうなんだごめんねお見舞い行けなくて
誰も来てくれなんて言ってないぜ。
うん
駆け出しのくせに仕事で忙しいってのは生意気だけどな。
忙しいって言っても毎日こんなじゃあるとくんに
Seriously though, in a mall filled with
私はなかなか楽しいですよ、ランカさん。
I would not be dressing up as food.
何事も下積みが大事ですよ。テレビのお仕事も決まった
Did they say Tokugawa?
ちっちゃなバラエティの
Yes.
ゲストですけどでもお仕事いただけるだけ
That was a name I was trying to figure out
頑張り
earlier.
ます
ランカちゃん、ニュースニュース大ニュースです。例の
You know, say this guy,
合格ですよ。
he had a bunch of banners that said Tokugawa Brothers. And I have no reference to Tokugawa Brothers anywhere.
に転入してきたランカリーですよろしくお願いします
He's not happy. I don't know why.
I think the guy singing at the front of the mall the first time we went to the mall, that episode,
Uh-huh.
was
Yeah,
one
that
of
was
the...
the guy was saying.
Yeah, but it's Tokugawa Brothers.
He may have a brother.
Yeah, no,
Or
but
maybe
they're
the
a duo
number-
act is my point. We've only seen one
Yeah.
of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's possible. But again, we haven't seen the other one.
No.
Again, that's what was throwing me off. I don't know. Was that a micro version at the front or...
I know of the brothers. Could be. I don't know. I don't remember. I don't think they're that important character. It's just he's such a background character.
Well,
so.
it's just second time. Like the first time I had to stop and pause to see what was written on his thing. It was the Tokugawa brothers, and now Also, they mentioned it was the Tokugawa brother that was singing up front when Michael had to encourage Renka to sing in front of people. And then now here in another episode, Tokugawa brother again. I mean, already it's been used as the motivation to encourage Renka, so it's clearly an important character, if not for themselves.
三星学園
High school queen.
伝統文化や技術の習得継承を主眼に置いたフロンティアきってのスペシャリスト養成校設置されているのは芸能科総合技術科情報科甲虫科など8コースすべてが完全単位制をとっており所属している学科学年とは別に
Here in the Macross universe, we've heavily banked into social credit.
こんなところね。面白そうじゃない。
I like that the car is electric.
お仕事始めたせいで前の学校にいられなくなっちゃったし、だから転入試験受けてみたの。でもドキドキだったよ。実技試験とかあって厳しいので有名だし、ランカさんの実力なら当然です。これから毎日会えるなんて。
Your glasses are way too big.
ナナち
ゃん。楽しくなりそうですね。ね、ハルト先輩。
Well, he certainly has a crush on Anna-chan.
That's what I said. I said that an episode ago, before the episode.
いいよそんな。
遠慮はなしだし。今日はランカちゃんが主役なんだから。
主役？ちょっと嬉しいかも。
Well, you know, until Cheryl joins the school.
Yeah.
5 dead today. My problem is that it was clearly Grace that was driving. No, never mind. There was a guy in the front seat.
Yeah.
I assumed that both of them were in the front seat.
救出したダルヒム乗員への聞き取り調査は終了したよ。だが、あの船はギャラクシー船団がバジャラに襲われてすぐ離脱したらしくてね。結局。
ギャラクシーの行方は未だ不明。
ああ、残念ながら。
Why is that unknown?
隔離はいつ解かれるの？
検疫が確実に済むまでは当分無理だね。
The first ship before the big transport thing came from them when they were 5 days back. So go there. Seems unlikely that they folded away.
ロマンチックだけどね。ところでキャシー、よかったら今夜あたりどうだい？食事でも。
今夜はちょっとまた電話するわ。
ほらよ。
So, multiple love triangles? Again?
Yeah, that's Macross for you.
Well, I mean, SDF Macross was one love triangle.
Yeah.
Macross Plus was one love triangle. Macross 7 was 2 love triangles.
Now we're gonna have 1, 2, at least 2.
Depends on what Luca and Michael are up to.
はい。
見学中なんでしょ？一緒にこの奴隷君に案内してもらいましょう。
奴隷？
Your slave.
は私の奴隷なんだから。
Okay. I didn't need that image in my head, but sure. This guy holding a flip phone?
I don't know, there's a lot going on here. I'm just taken aback.
Yeah, I think this one-sided romantic triangle.
It's not one-sided. the whole pre-concert talk that they had.
あの二人どういう関
Yeah,
係
you're not hiding around any corners.
すみません。僕もあんまり
No.
よくは。
She's practically ballistic there.
それは気になるけど、あ、でも気になると言ってもそんな意味じゃなく、でも
どうかしたの？
ううん、今何か。
イヤリング
Okay, so it's not a macro animal like I thought
そ
before.
れとこれとは別だろう。
Also, that conversation I was talking about.
こんなところでのほほんとしてて、ギャラクシーはまだ行方不明なんだろう。
私は信じてるもの。ギャラクシーがそう簡単にやられるわけないわ。そうよ。いいことドレイ君。ギャラクシーには
Literally, we saw one of the Vajra battleships destroy a ship in one blast, I'm pretty sure.
分かったならとっとと私を案内しなさい。
せめてその奴隷ってのはやめろ。
じゃあ姫。さてと、まずどこを案内。あれ？じゃじゃーん。
ものず姫。素人が
So the school has like no safety credentials or whatever.
で何？この卵をつまめばいいのね。
ま、お約束ってことで。できたら漏れなく僕と遊覧飛行をプレゼント。
軽い男は趣味じゃないの。
それは残念。
まあいいわ。この程度簡単。
ああ、貴重な天然物なのに。
今のはちょっと力加減を失敗しただけよ。
It's
Not
the,
so easy, huh?
the RoboCop testing.
Yeah.
あ、はい、玉追加ですね。
バカめが。
Okay.
Yeah, they got an egg on their face.
Literally. Oh, I remember this scene. And not for the obvious reasons.
I was going to say, we got the logo that a commercial is happening. Okay, so it does continue. I was like, if this was just like that and that was that, and you're like, oh, I remember this. Like, what the hell, man?
そういえば仕事の方はどう？
ぼちぼちです。
グレイスに任せてあるから局も枠もわからないんだけど、今度ね、私の特番があるのよ。あなた一人くらいならすぐねじ込めるわ。
バカにしないでください。
All the strategic placement that has to go into a nationally aired anime where you have to, yeah. Like the hair can be here. We do hair all the time. What about elbows? You know?
Or the showers are just that curved so they can talk to each other, but
そうなの？ナナちゃん。違います。私は。
そういえばあなたもなかなか美人よね。プロポーションもいいし。
いやらしい目で見ないでください。
ごめんよ、サムソン。
You cut away.
いいのか？女王様放っておいて。
これ以上面倒見切れるか？
どうもお前、シェリルの人気見くびってる気がするけどね。
oh. Yeah, that's what I suspected.
Well, I mean, we already saw girls that were sneaking into Michael's locker room to see his
俺
shit,
が手近
so.
で脅しやすかったからだろ。ガキめ。
シェリルさん。ありがとうございます。お仕事の話。でも私、やっぱり自分で頑張ってみたいんです。今日もこれから収録ありますし、だから。
そういうんじゃないかって思ってた。自分の信じる通り頑張ってみるといいわ。
はい。
私の下着。
Yeah, you know what's gonna happen now.
Well, no, I don't find the situation to be all that funny. It's just her face before the door closed. My underwear!
Yeah, the whole thief thing. Oh, that.
でもパンツ
私を誰だと思ってんの。駆け出しは自分のことだけ心配してなさい。
はい
Yeah, because
Yeah, this is
conceivably
a-
she still has the dress. She could try to make a graceful exit to get back to her
Yeah.
car,
なんだ
go back home,
この騒
get
ぎ
changed.
Mm-hmm.
ハマってるのか俺
He's like, I can't take this anymore.
待ってセリルさんダメですよ。
ミハエルあいつに何を教えた
I'm assuming we're not going to end the episode with her like holding the bloody, crushed body of an animal in her hands.
なんだ
I hope not.
ノックしないで走ってっちゃったみたいで。
人生はワンツーってカルチャー頑張れ私
Completely changed her animation for that one clip.
Also, why not take a taxi or a bike or something?
すみません社長
She has never done that before.
いやもう参っちゃったよ。いやそれがさシネルの特番が入るってんでね番組自体が飛んじゃっていやプロデューサーはねランカちゃんのこと高く買ってくれてんのよだから次こそはもう絶対に出演できるからね
So Cheryl being in town is ruining your prospects.
Yeah. It's only so much space for, you know, the leading.
I mean, literally, Cheryl, the one who's encouraged you to do everything, is ruining your prospects.
他には漏れていないな。
データはすべて接収済みです。それからランカリーの件ですが少々手を回しておきました。
ああ、そんなこともお願いしてたね。
継続して監視しますか？
少し気になる娘なんてね。
That's an awkward.
Was
Wait.
it? Oh,
Well, no, I mean, we know she's not wearing panties and she's laying
Yeah.
up to the window.
yeah.
あのジャガ馬屋上で見たやつがいるって
屋上。ね。
It's not. Oh.
Also, we went from furry creatures to reptiles as our mascot critters for the show.
I guess so. Well, I mean, the furry one was a different creature altogether, so.
Yeah, I know. I said from furry creatures to reptiles.
Yeah.
よくもこのシェリルに
Wow.
ここまでさせたわね。
Well, I mean, we know the suit gives her super strength. That was the whole point of picking up eggs.
Yeah.
You're jumping into the air. No panties on. Skirt.
And no way to.
See, I don't know what would be a terminal fall, because we already know it's less gravity than normal here.
It still would hurt, I suppose. Look at the crater the machine made on the ground.
Well, the machine
Yeah.
weighs a lot more than her.
True, but still.
たかが布切れ
Oh
一枚
god, he's such an
大騒
otaku.
ぎしやがって
だって下着なのよ。しかもついさっきまで履いて。
生々しいんだよお前は
何よ。
アルトのくせに。
Sure, Superman moment.
ねアルト、もう少し飛んでてくれない？そしたらイヤリングのこと許してあげる。
本当だな。
もちろんよ。私はシェリルだもの。
Remember that she's also a teenager.
I guess I missed something at the beginning. Why does he have to be forgiven for the earring?
Forgiven because she lost the earring originally when they met together because he was doing the aerial trick. He had to find the earring, and so when he returned to her, it was like, "Oh, I got to return the earring." So like, "Okay, keep it so
they've
you
already
can go."
gotten over all that shit, though. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
but
I don't
she's
get
just
why you have to be forgiven for it.
she's just teasing her, you know. She's just messing with him, basically.
わけないか。おいで、私も今一人だから。あんまり見かけない子だね。あなたどこの星から連れてこられたの？
Oh, look, another Sarah Name thing.
Why Sarah
あな
Nome?
たは聞いてくれる？
That nature listens to her?
Yeah, we don't know what this in. I mean, that could also be what's his name? Little Puffball from Seven.
No, it's different species.
Yeah, but it's an animal and listen to to its.
So just
it's
repeating
like,
back to what you said. Where I said, "Oh, it's a different thing," and you're like, "It's a different species." Like, I don't know, nothing to do with what I'm talking about. I think the difference here between Renka and this thing and Mylene in
Guvava, yeah.
is that one of them might have Name blood. Hello, 90s.
あなた。
Sorry, we can't just show you what he looks like. That'd be too much for one episode.
ううん、全然。まだ全然足りないわ。
Oh, okay. She's not satisfied enough. Okay.
パイロットコースに転入しました。シェリル・ノームです。
パイロットって。
I mean, at the very least, the triangle is a... Sorry, I was one giving the show a chance to end, but also C words got stuck in my head. Well, I wasn't trying to say competitors, but competitors is the one that... Contemporaries is what I wanted to say. Because, you know, even though the indication on Misa is possibly a little bit older, the fact they're not contemporaries because she's in a position of authority over Hikaru versus Cheryl might have like popularity, but she's still technically the same age or in the same age range.
Yeah, she's a teenager. Yeah. A teenager.
What's I'm saying? They're contemporaries, more contemporary than say Hikaru to Misa.
True.
I mean, you could argue that Minmay had the popularity over Hikaru, but at the same time,
of course,
I don't know if popularity makes you a non-contemporary. Maybe if you're like a Janice Marin. Well, again, it's the difficulty that it transitions. It's a transitional non-contemporary status that she goes from Miss Macross, which is not so much higher than Hikaru that they can't interact, versus Janice Marin at that same time that she becomes Miss Macross. Janice Marin is like a Hollywood actress, which is to say that would be a discrepancy between the two.
SMS 随一のスナイパーミハエル・ブラウンその浮気な態度の裏に潜む痛みの記憶とは次回
We commit suicide there?
愛憎の歌銀河に響け
I'm saying the difference between being a Hollywood actress, say,
Mhm.
versus a Miss Universe, I guess, versus just being famous.
I mean, the thing with Hikaru and Mimei was that Mimei became an idol, and the nature of being an idol isolated her.
Well, again, the nature of being an idol is, in that stance, she became infinitely more famous over time versus when they met, right? When they met, she wasn't even Miss Macross, then she became Miss Macross, which wasn't really that huge of a step. But then the status she earned from being Miss Macross after the death of the Earth or during their isolation made her locally famous to... guess technically she's still only locally famous, but there's only now local. So the element of being the most popular person in your town and then the rest of the world gets destroyed and your town is the only place left. So being the most popular person in town is the most popular person on Earth.
Yeah.
That sort of thing. Again, my comparison to Janice Marin, where she's a Hollywood actress who's very popular across the world, who gets outdone in a pageant, say, which doesn't mean much to her, but she's still so far beyond Hikaru at that point.
Yeah.
But then the rest of the world fucking goes to shit, and apparently she survives. I guess
she was aboard the Macross, so she would.
well, we didn't actually know, right? We don't know if she disembarked when they went into the water. Remember, there was a big conversation that we had about who should get off the ship, and it's like, why would they let the Macross pageant winner get off the ship when we literally have a Hollywood actress who should be making contact? But
apparently she didn't.
Anyway, that's the impetus. I realize I'm just going back in circles on the same thought process.
Yeah. I mean, they did explain that the Macross galaxy has gone missing. That's why they can't go back.
Doesn't make sense to me either.
Why doesn't it make sense to you?
It didn't make sense. Sorry, I was hearing noises. It doesn't make sense to me. Well, one, they're under heavy attack. They're being invaded by these fucking things. It seems unlikely that they folded out anywhere. So, I mean, it's not impossible, I guess, considering that, well, the fact that a couple of their ships folded immediately out of port implies that they wouldn't have the ability to if they hadn't done so immediately. So, it seems to me that wherever the galaxy was, it is. So they know where it was because of that one ship that came back with 5 days delayed information. They could just go there, and we've never seen anybody go there to find out.
Or maybe the Varja captured them.
A galaxy? Or a galaxy. What do we call these? Macross transport?
Macross ships, yeah.
Yeah. We've only seen one that's battleship sized.
Yeah, but the city has been captured. Well, attempted to be captured before, what the
well, no, I mean, what we saw in the pictures is that they just swarmed the damn thing. We have no idea what's going on there. I mean, I have no idea what's going on there.
Something must have
happened.
You
obviously have all the ideas. Your show, you love the show, but from my perspective, there's only battleship size and the things that swarm out of the battleship. So this thing is being swarmed by thousands of Vajra. So conceivably, they're stopping it from folding somehow, or it can't fold while it's being swarmed, or something. Because otherwise, these other ships wouldn't have been, to me, it wouldn't have been implied that they would have folded out immediately, unless the idea was that they wouldn't have had a chance to fold otherwise.
Something happened that's not there anymore.
Well, we don't know that. Again, the fact that we don't get shown anything about it not being there anymore, they're just saying that we don't know where it is. We haven't... Literally, one ship came from them, and then the other 2 ships, we're assuming 2 came, that we went and defended half of. We never got shown anybody flying back out there to find out if it's still there or what its condition is. And we haven't seen any, reports. Not a single person well, sent a thing out and they said this, you know? I need at least the least amount of information that's not hearsay.
Hearsay.
Yeah.
I mean, they did interrogate the crew, and the crew didn't know. So once they folded out, so
Yeah, but again, they immediately said that these guys folded it right from the port. So they're the least informed people. Like literally, the vessel that flew out here 5 days delayed had actual information. It's the irony of subjective time in sci-fi that these guys left and got seen later, but this one that's 5 days delayed from fold has actually more up-to-date information.
it's a thing. Maybe they'll clarify later, hopefully. But
Well, I mean, if they did get captured, like you said, that would be a thing. But there's no indication of that. Like, the show hasn't told me.
what can I say? I'm drawing a blank here.
Well, I mean, if you had nothing to say, then I guess that is the end of this episode. So, once again, I have been Theta. This has been Lessons. We've been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you next time. Bye-bye.